Yo, all you beautiful boys and girls, what is going on? It's your friendly neighborhood ninja Alex, and I hope you guys are having a good day. So I am just checking the time. 25 past 2. Okay, so today we are playing The Beginner's Guide. Now this is kind of a game where, well, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it will kind of talk for itself when we get into it. And yes, I'm aware I've been gone a while. I'm just not going to get into that because I can't be bothered. So, without further skididdly-do, let's get into the game. My PC is a bit slow, so make sure audio is on. Tis. WASD and left click. Oh, fuck. Playing with me, like, SD USB thing. 12 frames a second. 0 frames a
Hi there.
second.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now these games mean a lot.
Meant to say before we get into this, as you can probably tell by like the view time down here, this is going to be like an hour and 40 minutes. I'm not going to be editing anything out if I don't have to. So, if you don't want to watch, don't watch. Because I ain't going to be editing anything out, so.
To me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff. And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town,
Guess we ain't going
he
that way
then
then.
scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building them? This is what I like about all of Coda's games.
Here we are.
Not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
You might hear my mouse hitting off the table, by the way. The cable isn't really long enough. I need to buy a USB hub, but I haven't yet, so... Okay, I guess we're straight into this, and I'm gonna go this way.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
I'm out of ammo. Poopy. I have already played a load of this yesterday, but I couldn't finish the recording. I'll tell you which bit I got up to like a bit later.
Security call reached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
I can't
It kind
see.
of looks like this game was
fuck all,
abandoned
but-
mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shift evacuation.
This way.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That's just wiggy. Flat Earth! The Earth is flat! All those conspiracy theorists were right. Logan Paul was right. Ew.
Apparently the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Thanks.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Probably not, no. I don't fucking want to.
Let me pause here for a second.
Well then.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay. Bloop. So how do you complete the maze? You go down
The
there.
beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for it.
Down
Because
there,
yes,
down
this
there.
is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies
Man.
something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of
There's no
the
way of
hysteria
completing
that
that.
you've just had to traverse.
Huh.
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
November 2008. I fucking always forget this. The past was behind her.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards. So it's a short and
the future
relatively
could not be
minimalist
seen.
experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually
Why
it
does-
seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is
Why-
trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Why does the future keep changing? Okay, I'm back at the start. I can't even use A and D to like walk sideways. Gotta use a mouse, and when you've got a mouse that's too friggin' short, it's really not that fun. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But if the future is always behind her, How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Like most... Oh, it doesn't even matter. You are now entering. This is what I imagine entering adulthood is like.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me. There's more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not very like energetic today. That's why I'm playing this game, because this is more of just a sit down.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles
relax.
like this one at the start of his games.
I fucking hate stairs.
I wish I'd
live
known
in a
him at the time that
3-story
he was
house.
making these early
Hate
games.
stairs.
He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Well, this is cozy. You walk around talking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams. This game is nothing but giant blocks. Text explaining what's happening. You start in a small room until you realise you can walk through the walls.
And nice.
A stranger appears.
And filled with little ideas for games.
You are the queen.
Coda
Dusting
would
your
often
jewelry
tell
while
me
your
that he
kingdom is
didn't mind
destroyed.
if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
You want to shop inside your own body, selling your organs strategically to make the most money before you die. Fair enough. January 2009. Ready, set, fish. See, that sounds like a show I'd watch. None of this Love Island bullshit. That is shit, that show. And I have watched it. It is fucking wank. I'd rather boil me testicles and liquid nitrogen.
Well, this is new for Coda.
I
It's
know
an
how to do
actual
this.
puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Why am I running at 9 frames a second? What is this shit?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Whee!
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Well then. Talk about a fucking labyrinth.
How about that? There was
Jesus.
more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is
I
the
can make that with a
is
jump.
that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
January 2009 again. You are now exiting adulthood.
Aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Great and lovely descent.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Fair enough.
To make
like
all
the
of these
engine of a car.
games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does
Stanley
well,
Parable
and it
was
has
made in
certain
that, I
things
think.
that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
I think
The
the Stanley
tools
Parable
available
was
to
made
the
in
creator
Source.
shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture of Coda's games. To
Smash.
notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
This Coda guy, to me, just looks like he takes enjoyment in making video games, which, fair enough, I take enjoyment in making video game videos. I can't explain it. I'll give my views on it later on in the video. We're only like 17 minutes, 18 minutes in. So.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Cheers, my G.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this
Give me your points on that. Should a game be playable, and does it mean anything if nobody can actually complete it?
work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't. It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
You there? You there? Did you
Here,
come up
Coda
from
begins
above?
using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Can I talk now? You there? Did you come up from above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there was these floating coloured blocks. Cute. An enormous prison I spent hours in. There's a world above. You've been there? Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. It was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Ah, perfect. Now, please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to this side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Somebody else let me in. You must think harder. Please try and remember. It is so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please tell us how to reach the end. Maybe he's thinking like this whole game development stuff is a prison, and then that puzzle is kind of that puzzle, sorry, is kind of a way of escaping, but because it hasn't got a clear solution, not many people know how to escape from it, and that, to me, that perceives as life. Like, you'll be struggling through life, and there'll be just one puzzle to get you out of it, but it's not got a clear solution, and only a couple of people know how to solve it. And then when we ask the people, oh, how did you solve it? Like, how do we get there? They go, I don't know, I just solved it. And that really kind of, that's just what I perceived from this. But let's carry on. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how to solve it? Or no, I've been here the entire time. No, I've been here the entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Why would I sit in a black space? My mic's in the way, sorry. Oh, it's plenty peaceful. It may not seem that way at first, but you'll come to think of it eventually. And see, maybe that black space is like you find happiness in, it sounds weird, but you find happiness in your sadness, in being alone. Like, I'm a person that likes to be alone sometimes. I find happiness in that. Maybe that black space between both the doors is him saying, this is happiness, like, you're alone, it's a good thing, you've got nobody judging you. I don't know, like I said, that's just my takes on it. If you guys have got anything different, let me know in the commenties. I'm going to be putting a game link to this in the description, so if you guys want to go and play it, it's not that expensive, I don't think. It's like £6.99
so we
on
make
Steam.
one last descent down to the final floor of the level. It's a lamppost.
No shit.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
What I want you guys to do is, in the comments down below, tell me your perception of this game. What, from start to finish, if you watch start to finish, if you're still here, like 25 minutes in, then thank you. But tell me what you guys think of this game. This game is connected to the internet. If you walk around, you can leave notes. Tell me what you guys perceive of this game. Obviously, from what we know at the start and from what we know at the end. Nice room. Not. Huh, YouTube comment. Nice video. Not.
So first off,
waffle
I'm sure
now.
you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of
How'd
the
you beat
notes
this
that you're
game?
going to see have been written by Coda.
No point to
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Oh,
I
holy
saw him
shit.
working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Okay guys, I'm not actually going to be reading all the notes. Just go, fucking hell, my camera's going down already. Jesus Christ. I've got the charger up here. I've got for my camera charger. It's just come off charge and it's on 2 bars already. Fucking mental. But I need to go to the friggin' bathroom. Why did I put an accent on that? I don't know. Recognise me, please. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt! Need other side. Door, why you so? Door how open? Open sesame! Make same. Includes door. Cannot open door. Thanks. I'm not going to be reading all of these out. I'm just going to skip through a load of them. If one catches my eye, I'll read it. You guys can pause, read them. What you want, I'm not bothered. Just because I haven't got time or patience to be reading them. So, not all of them anyway. Plus, it gives you guys something to do. You guys can go play this game. You guys can go and read all of them. If you've got the time. I need someone to talk to. This is a note. Yes, it is. Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. Well then. Painting, what does it mean? I don't know. Whoever made this has issues. See, he's writing all these about himself. Like, he's put all of these notes in himself, and if only he's playing the game, he's kind of like talking to himself in a way. If you kind of catch my drift, so... It's weird, man. Not saying the guy who made... Not saying code is weird, I'm just saying it's weird. I really don't want to be sued. What time are we even on? 14:54. Well, I'm here now. We are. Yeah, we're all here. Must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I realise I'm speaking quite quietly in this game, so I'm going to have to like fiddle with the game volume so you can still hear the game volume and still hear me. More room.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
See, what I think the puzzle means is, like I said, you go through one door, which that door is from like teenager to adulthood. I'm gonna take them off a second. And then there's no obvious like solution. We're just kind of winging it as we go through. And then like a couple of people find the solution and have it all perfect. And then we're trying to know like how did you do it? Like, can you tell us how to do it? And they're like, I don't really know how I did it. I just kind of did it. And it's like it's a weird one because in a sense like none of us really know what we're doing. We're just kind of here for the ride. Big fucking roller coaster. But so that's my like, and the darkness in the middle of it. He's saying he liked the darkness. Like maybe that's what he perceives as his safe place. That whispering's freaking me out. Like I said, I'm not going to be reading all of these out. But
In
this
each of his
is
games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
also, like I said at the start of the video, I'm wearing a Syndicate original shirt. It's very comfy and a very good design. I'm trying to
And
put
because
jokes
there's
in
this dark
because
area between the doors, a
it's a
space
serious
between
video.
the spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Guys, it's not so bad in here. I can kind of agree with that. How do you leave notes? Just like that. I know I find typewriter clicks. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. I find it so hard to like stay in the centre of my camera, which just makes my editing harder. Good job recording, Alex. I'm sorry, editing, Alex. Porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is
Well, yes.
tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Let's keep in. Look through the door. Cute. I know I'm not talking very much, but like I said, I'm not very energetic today, and that's why I'm playing this game, just because it's kind of more sit down, relax, chill, just me, you, game, kind of monster, whatever. This is going to be a bitch to edit though.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Where furniture ought to go in this? What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Giant hole in the ground. Number 3. That's a table. Okay, now what along the wall? I'd really like a washing machine. Because washing machines live longer with cargo. I think we should light up this room. Yeah, I think a 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling light with fluorescent trim. Yeah, we'll put Tesla coils in each corner. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. Or not. And a table. We need a table. Who are you? What exactly are you doing from this? Pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. I don't believe you. Siri, when were tables invented?
I found this on the web.
One moment, guys. 1759. Tables were invented in 1935, even though they weren't. Oh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
This guide will help you escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. Okay. First, click on Le Tablet. Good. Go to the photo frame and turn it slightly. Ah, I hate unstraight photos. In my old background, all the posters that used to be behind me, a lot of them weren't straight, and I had like 206 of them, so oh no. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off and then turn it back on. Why is it broken? Turn it off and on again. Now go to the left sofa and move it a little bit. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. Bye! "39 minutes have been recorded."
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
This is the point of the game I got up to yesterday, and I've not really seen all of this game all the way through, so what happens from now is a surprise to me as well. I watched Jacksepticeye play this game, but I just kept falling asleep. I was so tired. Don't know how you can fall asleep to Jacksepticeye. He's the loudest bastard in the world. But see, I've got a take on those prison games, and once we get to a bit where I perceive it's okay to stop, so I'm just trying to get comfy. This chair is really uncomfortable. If any gaming companies want to send me a chair and I'll review it. But yeah, once we get to that point, I'll stop and I'll have a chat with you guys. I'll tell you what I think, personally. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation.
Yep, I was in the
and so
furniture
this
maze.
is what
In the
Coda
escape
wants,
tutorial,
is to
I
be
was
able
in
to
the
talk to
prison.
someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm so glad that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in that prison was like. It's kind of... I miss being in prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly emotional at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm nearly the same person now as I was back then. It does actually change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. That's nice to hear. I'm so sorry. That makes me feel really happy. Age just kind of does that, you know. It's still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy who you are right now. It won't last. Oh, really itchy side. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think first person to call back. And can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come and find you. What do I have to do? All you have to do is be sincere. All you have to do is tell me how you feel right now. To get out, to talk with me for a bit. Tell me how you feel right now. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. It will make sense. I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? I've got a bit of a take on that.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
See, my take on that would be maybe the prison is like prison with modern furniture. My camera's just come up with something weird. I don't know. But prison with like modern furniture is possibly our lives. That we all live in a house with modern furniture, like got beds, got couches, TVs, all of that stuff. But maybe that's our prison. Maybe we are encapsulated in that and trapped because that's the only place we know. Like, our houses are our safe place. And then the like phone box, maybe that's him trying to say like, I just need to get out of this prison, to get out of this house or this life I'm locked in. I need something better. Which, I mean, first world problems, we all need something better. But maybe that's him saying like, I need out, no matter what way that is, if you catch my drift. And then him saying, oh, I'm afraid nothing will ever change. Like, he's afraid if he gets out of the rut that he's in now, nothing's going to change. He's still going to feel depressed, anxious. I don't know. Like, I don't know how he's feeling. But my perception of it, he feels scared that when he gets out of this rut, he's going to feel the same as when he first started. It's just... here we go.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Shh. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as heck you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house by myself, and right miserable that would have been. everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice
Oh,
that the quality
this
of
is
the
nice
art
music.
is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
This
From
is
here
lovely
on out,
music.
he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me. A place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make home loners. I have to go with that one. I'm sorry. And lousy homes make home loners. Ha! Something tells me you're going to be more fun to do this job with. Well, this place isn't going to clean itself. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? You literally stood right next to it. Fuck's sake. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? That's the bathroom. Oh, fucking shit. There it is. While you're in there, why don't you straighten the rug up a bit? All the little details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, don't enjoy it as much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel calm rest in the pit of my ribcage. My soul can't be soothed in any of the ways it seems. I can't read. Which I guess that's all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten up the pillows and sofa out here? Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over the couch. You messy bastards. Feel compelled to share incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. No. It was stupid, sorry, never mind. Hey, these dishes need washing, why don't you come and do that? Last I checked, the tub needed cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect, after all, human. All books scattered in the floor in the bedroom, so if you would put them back on the shelf. I'm literally just being in here. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes
After
off the
the
table?
intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Do these chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have to absolutely got to own it, otherwise it owns you. Why don't you give me and the future tasks, present your way to rug in the bedroom, leave it,
I know that
or not.
Coda really liked
Trust
this
me on
game.
this one.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only
Fucking-
one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
See that walking around with a constant smile on your face. Like, there might be something darker there. He might seem happy on the outside, but on the inside, like up here, what's really going on? And this game, like this section of the game, perceives to me as he's stuck in a dead-end job, like a dead-end looping rut. Like we all are, really. We're all stuck in a dead-end job that we'd much rather not be working in. We'd much rather just be at home, masturbating, whatever you do at home. I don't judge, just as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. Just whatever. And like, he walked around with a constant smile on his face. Maybe that was just for him saying like, leave me alone, but at the same time, help me. So people would stop asking him, "Hey mate, you okay?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then when everybody goes to sleep and all weird noise outside, and all like the day-to-day life stops, maybe then the demons come out. And we're going to try not to do that at the end of every game and like talk about shit. What's my camera doing? Gonna need to put it on charge soon. Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say it occurs to me that this one house is not like one soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Huh. I don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it, that's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. You're right, that's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in that, no? Anyway, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Would you please clean up the books? Thanks. I have to put my camera on charge soon, so kind of there'll probably be a jump cut between that because it's a bitch to do. Oh goodness, those pillows on the couch are a real mess.
I'm glad he found some peace.
Did he though? Did he find peace, or is this his cry for help because you're stuck in a just dead-end loop? Dunno. Would you come over here and straighten them up?
But,
Real
of
messy
course,
couch.
it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well.
Friend.
Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
That's a very good take. It's like saying like the depression you feel now can't last and won't last. It might feel like you're the only one going through it at the moment, but there are other people going through it with you and they feel the same as you do. But the pain you're feeling won't last. It will eventually subside. It might take a couple of weeks, it might take a couple of years, but you will eventually find peace.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Just once this loads, I'm just going to stick my camera on charge, so it's going to be a slight jump cut. So it's on charge, but I don't know if I should be worried because it is quite warm, my camera. Oh
This
well.
one gets a bit
Items, you love it. Oh, I did miss that bit. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. The workshop is to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that in a better way in your own life? Who do you think is well-deserved person they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is, how do we do it? But how do we do it? Not how do we do it, how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It's so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Not being perfect is effortless. Okay. On my way to work, an elderly person told me stop contributing to society. Kids should not follow their dreams.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
God, this part of the level is killing my computer. Sorry if you're seeing these like flame rate dips and everything. On the way to work, an elderly person told me I should start contributing to society. Let me tell you right now, I still love you. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. Thank goodness all of you are perceiving me as a being of wise interest. Being perfect is effortless. It's not what I put. Drinking is not hurting my life. Thank goodness you all perceive me as a being of wise and intelligence. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Anyone want to do this? Ecstasy. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? There's no truth. Hahaha, just kidding. Well, I'm not a good teacher. Holy shit. You guys, something is coming out the back of the classroom. Look. Look out. Sorry. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most
Wanting it to be
relatable
a perfection.
experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
I've been recording for a whole hour. 1 hour, 1 minute according to that. This is going to be a fun video to edit. I'm going to put all the footage onto my SD card from this camera, then onto my laptop, then edit it on my laptop. Right, now seems like a good time. So, little talky time. I don't know how to, what to perceive of this game. Because, in a sense, I can relate to it because I want to feel perfect. I compare myself to other people, maybe saying, oh, that person's so perfect and so wise in every way. Why can't I be like that? And I feel like I'm stuck in a prison, in an endless loop that's just never going to end. All of that. But at the same time, I'm like, no, this isn't true. I don't know. Let's just carry on.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Okay, that scared the shit out of me. Oh, we've dropped to 4 FPS. Oh, I can't wait till I get my new GPU put in this PC. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here, but I'm at 4 FPS. In this scene, you'll be playing... I missed that. We are gathering at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Hey. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. That would be kind of cool. Sure, one chance to learn something from her and gain something. Missed the last bit of that. Go on, say something to her. 3 FPS. I'm so sorry about this, guys. Hello? Hello? That's it? To succeed, that's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. What was I supposed to say? Do it again. I have to leave. I have to go to the bathroom or hello. Those are the only options. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all your hopes and dreams. I like you. No, no, no. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of this conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but it was confident. Maybe it's you need to feel better for feeling there were a lot. I can't read quick enough. Give you some props to work with. These cones bounce. Fucking hell. May have to skip this level, guys, because it's running at 4 frames a second. And it's killing me. Whee! Whee! Now, talk to her again. How's bouncing off some cones gonna fucking help? Wise and happy. Must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. I just picked a random option there. You're messing it all up again. You touch them will represent people nearby. Okay. Sorry guys, we're gonna have to skip through this part of the level. It's running so slowly. I'm so sorry. I hate doing that, but I can hear my PC struggling. To play this game properly, you need to keep your eyes closed. Click the game to begin. Okay. Okay. If it's all the same to you, I'm not going to close my eyes. Help, I'm blind. Something enormous just appeared. And the vision suddenly went black. Please someone talk to me. Please tell me how to solve this. Please don't let this be forever. You can't see anything either? No, but I have no idea where we are. Can I do anything? Okay, go.
You should
What's
probably
going on?
open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty
Yeah.
much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a
Yeah,
solution, by the way.
shields. Please talk to me. Someone please talk to me. Yeah, what's the fucking solution? The only way is to speak to someone, to be honest. No! I nearly got there. Right, no stopping this time. I know where I'm going to. Straight through. The only way to stop is to speak to someone that is honest. My work is always fun. What's the fucking solution? Oh god, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. What am I doing? I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go into this lift. Help, I'm blind. The only way to stop is to speak to someone that is honest. I'm bursting with creative energy. What am I doing? No, 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 that isn't truthful. Oh, this is doing my head in now. Really is. What's going on? This is the most intense I've had to concentrate in this game. I can't keep making these. Did I do it? Yes, that's it. That's the truth. Have we stopped? We have. I don't feel
Like
it
I
anymore.
said, I was
I'm out of
getting
ideas. It's
concerned.
draining me.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's
Keep
that
going.
coming
Keep
from?
talking.
But then, even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but
Oh, I'm
he
figuring out
literally just
an easy way
can't
to say
think of
this
new
thing.
ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant.
I'm a
than
fag
usual.
now.
Like, you know how sometimes a person will
Cigarette,
just
by the way.
deflect anything that you say in
I'm
order
alone.
to keep
I'm
themselves
stuck in it.
disconnected all the time.
I have to
It was that
work
kind.
harder.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
We're going to be okay. Time we even on?
His games are going to get more
15:34.
desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Now. What now? Where's my backy? There it is. My tobacco. Hello? Where am I? What is this? That was fucking weird. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Hello, is anyone there? Is that a person? How lovely. Been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. Completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to use this engine that used to protect me to start it again. I'm trying to find this engine, sorry. You really need to get me going to stop. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it to know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now,
I could
put
take you to
yourself
it, but
in
there's a
my
problem.
shoes,
It's
players.
guarded by a difficult
Here's
puzzle.
a friend whose work
If you
is
can help me
exhibiting
solve the puzzle,
signs of
we'll
struggle,
find the machine. Deal.
frustration, anxiety, depression, even.
Doesn't matter what I say,
And
we're
yet
gonna end up
still,
doing it
he keeps
anyway,
making
right?
games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was
Here's the
in his
puzzle.
own little bubble,
What do you think?
just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing
Yeah, I
these
recognize
games to
this.
anyone,
This is easy.
not releasing them onto the internet, and
Oh,
so
wonderful.
he didn't have anyone
tell me how to do
outside
it?
of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself
First you
on.
have to... First you have to open this door. Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? I just press the switch here. Ha, that was
You
so
can't
simple.
Talk
can't believe I never
yourself
solved
out
this
of
before.
loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement.
What?
Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Where am I? Deal. This is easy and it stopped. I need to know. I need to see it, know why it stopped. Hello, is anyone there? Okay, here we are. What are you talking about? There's no machine here. These are just words. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and is easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, and that you love it 100% of the time. You don't mean that. Oh, that feels wonderful. But it isn't true. Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. But it's not. Feeling completely... my ass has gone dead. When I make games, I completely feel energized. I'm constantly excited, enthusiastic about my work. It's easy and it never stops being easy. Yes, that is wonderful. Keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
You can never stop creating
I
and
was
you'll never
watching him
feel
do
bad.
this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped.
Perfect.
It's like video games are not worth this
This is
amount of suffering.
from all of the different games. Like
This is
Help, I'm
someone I really
blind.
cared about. And I
Long
used to get
time.
so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing.
Patience, you have to trust me. I promise this will all work. Please continue. Any sacrifices made in my work are 100% worth it. It always pays off eventually. Yes, more.
I don't know.
Fucking fly.
This is what I felt at the time.
There is no
I don't
shame,
know
no
how
fear,
else
no
to
guilt.
explain it.
I'll be saved by my work. I believe
I
this
wanted it to
unquestionably.
stop more than anything. I had never felt so lost. I needed more than
There's
I
the
had
prison.
ever needed anything for this to stop.
I'm free. I'm free.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Well, okay. I really need a cigarette. Badly. The machine. Have I got any monster left? No. Ma'am, glad you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. So one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Okay. Ma'am, please give us answers. Will it be punished? Okay. 5 frames a fucking second. Are you serious? You stopped.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped feeding us. You stopped. Our work was alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. I'm just going to pick a random number because they keep flashing up. It's only because of your creations that I could make. So drop me lighter. I've been so alone. Apologise for leaving me. No, nothing. Alright then, I will apologise to people on your behalf. Every day. Game's wigged out. Game's wigged out. Game's broken. There we go. My friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news of a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us that it deliberately hurt us. More important, stronger than we think we are. We have to find a way to live without it. We do not need its gains. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy this machine. Everything the machine has created. I hear a clickety clack. And we drop FPS again. Okay. 3 FPS. I may have to skip this fucking bit of the level as well. This bit of the game. Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here. Sorry, my bottom's gone numb. Isn't this what you're scared of, having to live with what? I can't read them properly.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Yeah, this game's running really badly. I haven't got a new GPU on my computer yet. I'm supposed to be getting it soon.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
All the games he's made, he's just destroying. That's the fucking... This game really makes you think, man. Like, really makes you think. We're running at 7 frames a second. We've been running at 14 for most of the game.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put your weapon down.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good.
When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something. I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Okay. So we're rolling into the last bit of this game now. This has been a journey, to say the least. Time we're even on. 15:50. Gotta go out with Vinny after this, because he passed his driver's test. So big congratulations to Vinny.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Am I missing something? Where do I go? Oh, through here. There's a light behind me, I really can't fucking see shit. Right, that window there. So I haven't talked much during this game, but that's kind of what this game's about. Not designed to be a talky
has a
game.
maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Hey, it's a Stanley Parable thing. Obviously, because it's the same person that created it. Shush.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here.
Sorry.
I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
151617. So that's 151617. this is some Harry Potter shit, this is. Okay, really can't see now. Really can't see now. There we go.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is.
This is very different to what
It
we've
wasn't the guy I
seen.
knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy.
Oops.
It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
I didn't know which way to go there, so I just took the right path. I'm going to assume that's the right way.
Where did I screw up?
Sorry. You didn't screw up, Davey. Very complex thing. Okay. Dear Davey,
I'm
thank
the
you for your
reason that
interest.
You stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder whether you think I am making these games for you. I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you. Get through the door. Cute.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it is possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes, giving them something that is not yours to give them, violating a boundary, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games, stop adding lampposts to them? So Davey was adding lampposts, not Coda.
And then you
Okay.
stopped. And I
You
didn't have
simply-
anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does
Well-
that mean?
Would you simply let them be what they are? When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. The fact you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. I realise that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and you make peace with the thing you're wrestling with.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything.
Please, if
And
there's another switch.
so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way
I
to you,
can't see.
so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as
Subtitles
long
are
as I had
behind.
your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Okay. Don't really know. Oh, game frozen. Epilogue. Okay, so that took a nice little turn.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Not much I can say here. Oh, game froze again. Game froze. Here we go.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
I don't really know what to say. It's completely changed the perception of what I thought Coda was like. To be honest, I thought what Davey thought, that he was depressed, and maybe those prisons were him trying to, like I explained, like maybe them prisons were him saying, I'm trapped, help me. It never once occurred to me that maybe he just liked making prisons. And I know I'm not a professional YouTuber, but it is the same with YouTube. Like, the reason I took such a long break partly was I didn't feel validated in my work. Like, I do this as a hobby. I don't have to do this. But I do because I enjoy it. I don't know. This is a very powerful game. It's also going to be a bitch to edit. I guess in some stage humans need to feel validation because we want to know that we're doing the right thing, but at the same time sometimes that validation can be dangerous because we get egotistical. I can't explain it. That's part of the reason why I took such a long break, because I didn't feel validated in what I was doing. But something just hit me and I'm like, no, I'm back. And if people don't like my content, then don't watch. Or if they do, then they will watch. If they do like my content, then they'll watch it. Oh my god. Well, I'm sorry, my bum is really dead. I'm so sorry. would not have been possible without following individuals.
Let me keep going. But the cave goes
Turn Back, written by, okay, this is a good song. I like this song.
and you're so tired. But I know that you're strong.
I think we should just credits now.
So turn
I don't know what to say, to be honest.
back.
Oh. If I get copyright strike for this, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay. That took a turn that I wasn't expecting. Because originally I was the same as Davey. I thought that maybe this coder was depressed and not liked, but was making presents to kind of say, like, help me. But not once did it occur to me that maybe he just liked making these games. And I know he did it the wrong way, but I can understand his need for validation for his work, because we all, see what time we're on, 16:11. We're all like that. We all kind of like, humans look for validation because we like to know that we're doing the right thing. Hence the difference between right and wrong. That's what parents are for, carers are for, all of that. But if you'd have asked me at the start of this game, did I think it was Davey's fault? I'd have said no. Because I didn't think that. But now we've got to the end. It's a very eye-opening experience, and who knows, maybe Coda is out there watching videos on this game. Who knows? Like, probably not. Probably got better things to do. Probably got a wife, kids and shit. Or boyfriend, or husband. I don't know. Coda might be a male or female. But I can't really explain it. Why don't you guys give me your takes? I just need to stop recording with the remote. Why don't you guys give me your takes on what you think of this game, and what you thought of it, and your takes on, like, validation and shit. But if you're still here to the end, thank you. It means a lot to me. And there will be more videos coming. Won't be every day, unfortunately. Well, might be, I don't know. But there will be more videos coming. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you ever struggle with anything, just remember, pain won't last. You will get through anything you're going through. You just reach out to the right people and you'll be okay. I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!